Sonny TV Arsenal. We're back, and I'm back again today. Just want to apologise to the people who saw the last video. Who thought it was a live stream? It was actually a pre-recorded one. So if there's any confusion for that, but you know, it's all going to be about this guy. It's all going to be about Thomas Partey. You know, and our Arsenal going to miss out on our number one target. So that's the big question. I mean, Arsenal treating things like they're in a car boot sale at the moment. They're trying to do everything in their power to try and raise some money, and whatever they're doing, they're falling short. Can Arsenal actually afford to go into this transfer window unprepared? You know, we've got Gabriel, which we're expecting a lot from him. You know, we've got Saliba, we're expecting a lot from him, and I think they're going to be two very solid defenders. Obviously, in the middle, we've got David Luiz, who's going to guide them through. So at the back, I think we're pretty secure. Leno is in the Germany squad. So basically, we've got our two goalies back. So it's going to be a matter of who goes in goal. Is it going to be Leno or is it going to be Martinez? So I think, you know, personally for me, it's going to have to be Martinez. Welcome to everybody watching. Welcome to the Arsenal Inside Out group, and also the Gunner Social group. Arsenal Inside Out page, I should say, and the Gunner Social group. Guys, do me a favour. Go onto this video on YouTube and please press the subscribe button, because there's plenty of content that you guys are not getting, and you're missing out. And also, if ever you lot want to come onto a podcast, all you need to do is send me a message on Facebook in my PM. No point of giving me Facebook requests, friend requests on Facebook, because there's a group for that. There's a Sonny TV Arsenal group and a Sonny TV Arsenal page. So if you don't send me friend requests personally, just send them into the page, please. But getting on with it, going into Thomas Partey. I mean, you know, Arsenal have trying to throw out deals left, right, and centre to meet the release clause of 45 million for Partey. Yeah, but surely they can't be messing about. You know, it's now being said they're offering Lucas Torreira as well as one of the players, Matthew Guendouzi. They're thinking about Alexander Lacazette. You know, but the thing is, you know, after they come through the holding firm, they want money. They want the 45 million. It's as simple as that. You know, there's no reason why Arsenal should not find this money. You know, and just stand concrete, just dip into your pocket, get the 45 million. As soon as you sell some of the deadwood, you take your money back. It's as simple as that. But this is one player Arsenal cannot afford to miss out on. He's the most important player that Arsenal to come to the Arsenal team, probably within the last, you know, definitely since Thierry Henry left. You know, it's our natural Patrick Vieira replacement. You know, it'll make Granit Xhaka play alongside him a lot better. It'll make Danny Ceballos be a lot better. Is everything? You know, is the keys? Is the keys to the crown jewels? If Arsenal miss out on Partey, you know, it's going to be the same old season for Arsenal. They're not going to finish any higher than sixth, and we're going to be in trouble. Chelsea spending has actually helped Arsenal, because news is since Chelsea bought you know, Chelsea gave Leverkusen a hell of a lot of money. I just want to share the screen with you. Share the screen for a second. Leverkusen, basically, you know, they've had that windfall from the Kai Havertz deal, and they're now after a fullback. And the two fullbacks they've been linked with, that's definitely linked with Serge Aurier at Tottenham, but they're also now linked with Hector Bellerin. So, I mean, who would be the better player for Leverkusen at right back? You know, surely Hector Bellerin is better than Serge Aurier, but not according to Turkish on aftv recently was saying that Aurier is a better player than Bellerin. But you know, leave us your thoughts and let me know what you think. But far as I'm concerned, Hector Bellerin is levels above Serge Aurier. But will Bellerin actually hold out for Paris Saint-Germain? You know, is Ligue 1 a better league than the German league? You know, that's something that needs to be considered. You know, where's it more glamorous for Hector Bellerin? Is it more glamorous for him to play in France, in Paris? You know, London, Paris Fashion Week. All he has to do is come out of his house and he's there. Or, you know, is a trip to Germany a better deal for him? Let's get a few comments from you guys before we go on. Good to see you back. I thought you had quick YouTube. I had, mate. To be honest with you, I had. Yeah, I don't know how often I'll be back. As and when, because nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. But I felt like I owed you guys one after the last stream that went out. Right. So that's why I'm back. Another super chat from Zane. Thanks for super chat, Zane. Give them Stefan Lacazette for partey. That's as that they wanted Lacazette. Oh, do they still want Lacazette? And that's the question, you know. And again, who would, you know, do Juventus want Lacazette more than one Madrid? Because if Madrid really wanted Lacazette, surely there'd been in for him now, and the deal would have been done a long time ago. So I don't know about that one. You know, another deal which we're struggling to get done is this one. Is this one? Lyon reportedly rejected a 31 million bid for houssem aouar. The 22-year-old has been heavily linked with the Gunners and Man City this summer. It's understood that Lyon acquired at 45 million, which is not 60 million that the other guy was saying on aftv, the ICK geezer. Arsenal bid £31.2 million, so a usual Arsenal advisory bid, plus Matteo Guendouzi, is believed. Matteo Guendouzi, no one wants him. You know, who's going to want a footballer with a crappy attitude? So basically, yeah, it's Arsenal. You know, put up or shut up. You know, yeah. If you're not going to come in and spend proper money on these players, then don't embarrass the fan base by coming in with these deals. You know, something what might be pretty exciting. What do Arsenal fans think of this one? Edu wants a reunion with Felipe Anderson. Apparently, Felipe Anderson is on mega money at West Ham. West Ham can't afford him. Edu's worked with him in the past with Brazil. He's definitely a talented guy. You know, but he's more of a big game player than a sort of a Wednesday night game at at Crystal Palace. You know, so Felipe Anderson, we've offered a £5 million loan deal. But you know, I can't see West Ham accepting that, to be honest with you. So, guys, give us your thoughts on Felipe Anderson. Would you take him, and do Arsenal need yet another winger? Personally, I don't think we do. I honestly don't think we do. You know, we got Willian, we got Xhaka, we got Martinelli, we got Pepe, we got Reece Nelson. We've got an abundance of wingers. Bear in mind, you know, when West Ham signed Felipe Anderson, they signed him from a hell of a lot. They signed him for a hell of a lot of money as well. But he's a player who don't turn up every game. You know, speaking of players who don't turn up every game, here's another one. Mesut Ozil just came out of nowhere. Is he one of those players who's been given a clean slate yet again? You know, he's had more clean slates than a new roof. Mesut Ozil. Basically, you know, he sent out a tweet, Instagram post, prep for the new season. Well, let's just hope you're going to be involved, Mesut Ozil. I can't see a place for Ozil personally. With if he comes in, we've got Danny Ceballos. You know, where would Mesut Ozil fit in? Let's see what you guys are saying in the comments. This is going to be a very long stream. Like I said, it's just a little quick one for you guys. I felt like I owed you one, and as a thank you for all the support and good wishes that you've been giving me. It means a lot to me. It means a hell of a lot to me. Amar says, good to see you back. Thanks, Bo. Cratchy King says, very nice. Cratchy King, subscribe on YouTube, my friend. Noel Embo in the chat. Mixin Prosper says, great. Yeah, good to see you back. I hope there were no misunderstandings the other night. No, man, there's never been any misunderstandings. We're all friends. It's all a bit banter. Paul Morris, my brother. Big up, my friend. How you doing, Paul? Old school gooner, this is live, mate. This is live, and the reason it's live is because I saw your comments in the last video, mate, and that's why we're live. So it's live. Pinch yourself. It's live. It's live. Kick lacquer and still by partey. I don't know what. The more I'm actually doing my homework on what's his name? Yeah, Edouard. The more I'm actually liking him. To be honest with you. Yeah, it seems like a player who's got everything. He can take balls to feet. He can, by doing a quick 1-2, scores many of his goals at Celtic with 1-2s running off the shoulder of a player. He can header a ball. He can score from outside the box. He can score from inside the box. He's got pace. He can dribble. He just actually seems like a complete striker at the moment. He actually seems like I think at PSG, in the youth team at PSG, he was like scoring 60 goals. He's gone on to Celtic, and he's still gone on another level. Can he go to Arsenal and step up to the major level? That's the thing. But I think he's got all the raw attributes of a very, very good striker, and I think he's more exciting than Lacazette. He's better than Nketiah, and I think it's a deal that Arsenal needs to get done. They can't sell Lacazette, in my opinion, and go into the new season with just Nketiah. Or if Martinelli goes up front, I've got full faith in Martinelli, but for a young guy to play a full season up the top, is it realistic? And also, is that even in Arteta's thoughts? Who knows? Partey is in London due to medical in Tuesday. It's Gabriel President. Guys, you lot are in Africa. You might have a better take on it than I do. If that's the case, just hope you're signing for Arsenal, not Tottenham, Chelsea, or West Ham. But I hope that is true. Sonny, Guardiola, how did you let Messi slip between your fingers? What a dream country if Messi ever comes to Arsenal. The other bit of news is Torino are basically trying to beat Fiorentina and everyone else to the signing of Luiz Torreira. £24 million. So that beats what was it? Fiorentina's £5 million initial, or £7 million, whatever it was, initial loan fee with obligations to buy next season. Torino are saying they'll give us that money up front, according to reports. Sonny, do you think we'll get partey and aouar? If Arsenal want a realistic shot at the top four, and I reckon they can also compete if they get these players in. If they get aouar, partey, and Edouard, I think we've got a realistic chance of competing. I think top four is not nailed on because there's good teams in the top four. But I think why shouldn't we get it? If Chelsea never strengthened so much, then I think we'd have been nailed on for it. But that sign of Havertz has basically just put down a marker for them big time. They've probably signed one of the best players in Europe at the moment, best young exciting players in Europe. With Thomas Werner banging in the goals as well, and the other players that they've got, Ziyech and the rest of them. The only thing what's going to let Chelsea down is their defence. So that might be where we could capitalise. Manchester United, not really scared of Man United, to be honest with you. Right. I don't think they're as great as they make out. Spurs don't bother me. So I think Arsenal have enough to get past Wolves and Leicester. I think we could come into. I think we could definitely get fourth, but we don't want to be playing for fourth. Chelsea players are also going to need time of bed, as well as the Arsenal players are. Gunners Red in the house. Big up Gunners Red. Pie is a great job if you get it still done. The question is, can we get it still done? You know what? Arsenal registered their interest in Thomas Partey months and months and months ago. It's been 4 months we told Thomas Partey that we wanted to sign him. At what point is Thomas Partey going to now get yumped? It's too stone, it's not done. Where is the announcement of Aubameyang? What are they waiting for? Until that's done, it's not done. Again with even though you've got people close to his camp saying it's done. We had that with Wilshere, we had that with Ramsey. So I'm not I'm not going to rush out and put number 14 on the back of my shirt, even though I'm not buying one, till it's done. What is the progress? Well, we've made no progress. That's the thing. We haven't made any progress at all. You know, yeah. Is he just a player that we're linked with to turn around and say to you know, Atletico, you know, if we don't buy Partey, we'll forget that our defensive responsibilities and we'll go for all out attack. You know, I'll tell you what Acquire gives us. He gives us so many options. You know, the guy could play in a pivot. He could play further forward as a number 10. He could play from the left. It gives us so many options of in-game tactical changes, you know, and the way the players are going to switch throughout the game. You know, if you watch them against Man City in the Champions League, you know, the through balls he was playing onto Dembele to score, you know, the guy has got a better. I'm going to actually say this. He's got a better eye for a through ball now than Mesut Ozil has. You know, honestly. You know, that guy can split defences. You know, he's second to none at it. He can dribble. He's quick. He's a fantastic player. Fantastic player he is. What's Paul Myers saying? Paul Myers saying, for the first time in a long time, we've got loads of wingers. You know what? Remember when we had Mkhitaryan and Iwobi? We were saying we're crying out for wingers. Now we've got more wingers than, you know, we've got more wingers than anything. You know, I think we're short. We're going to be short up front. We're going to be short up front, and we're still short in midfield. You know, if we go into a new season with likes of calling up Willock, you know, surely we've got to do better than that. Guendouzi, surely is going to go. You know, I don't think there's any way back for Guendouzi at the moment. I can't see how Arsenal fit in Mesut Ozil into the team. I can't see that's going to happen. As much as he trains, I think he's going to be a Carabao Cup player at best. Talking about the Carabao Cup, Arsenal have been drawn against Leicester in the Carabao Cup. Let me see if I can find some details on that actually. Hopefully you can see this. Yeah, Arsenal have been drawn against Leicester in the Carabao Cup. Basically, on Sunday the draw was made for both the second and third rounds. But we are participating in, because we are participating in the Europa League. We'll come in at the latter stage, so we'll come in at the third round. We'll face the Foxes at the King Power in a week commencing September the 21st. You know what? Arsenal, Leicester last season had a very good chance of winning a Carabao Cup. But what did they do? They put out a reserve team in the latter stages. So, you know, don't know why they've done that, because obviously teams like Leicester, they should be going for these cup competitions. So Arsenal's third round opponent for the Carabao Cup will be away to Leicester. So it all depends on the team Arsenal going to put out. Also depends on the team Leicester going to put out. That one. BC is saying, I reckon we need to deal with Acquire and Partey deal first. I think the first thing we need to do, BC, is get rid of Deadwood. You know, it's the first thing we need to do, because they need to sell these players to basically generate some money. And even though we've still got to October the 7th for the transfer window, which, you know, going into our first game of the season against Fulham, which is only next week, we're going in ill prepared again. You know, because we're going to be playing the same midfield that we did at the end of the season, and it's not strong enough. It just clearly isn't strong enough. Ozil with a party behind him, and only if he's fit, Butcher's dog, fit as a Butcher's dog. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Thomas Partey sent a little Instagram message. There's always usually a key that player's going to come in, but you know, it can also be smoke and mirrors as well. Lemon drops, big hello to you, Lemon drops. Subscribe if you haven't done so, my friend. And if you're gonna shout at your YouTube channel, Buff, yeah, have a shout out as well. You know, you're here, mate. Old school guender, it's definitely live, bro. It's definitely live. And I told you, I've done it for you. I've done it for you and Mr. Bungle. I didn't want to let my old mates down. Big up, Mr. Bungle. I saw you lot raging earlier, so I thought, no, we can't leave it like that. We can't leave it like that. We need partey at the Emirates. Yeah, Moses, we 100% need partey at the Emirates. You know, I can't think of a player that we've needed more. You know, it's everything we want from that. You know, that box to box. Well, it's not really, it is box, but it can be box to box. But that holding midfielder, but it's more than the holding midfielder. He plays the ball forward progressively. You know, is that muscle we need in midfield. And he might give Granit Xhaka a bit more freedom to actually roam a bit more. Because Granit Xhaka can play football. He's just not disciplined in his role when he plays it, even though he was a lot better this season, last season than he has been. Sell Lacazette by Edouard from Celtics. Martin, I 100% agree with mate. 100% agree. I've been watching Edouard now, and I must admit, I like what I see. I do like what I see. And he's young as well, and he's young. 40 watching, hit likes, please. Yeah, please, guys, go and hit likes, please, on YouTube. So anyone on Facebook, please go and subscribe on YouTube. It doesn't cost anything. And if you hit likes on now, it gives us more visibility on YouTube. And we'll get more people subscribing. And if we get more people subscribing, we'll carry on doing this. And if we don't, we're gonna, you know, there's a couple point where we think, you know, what we're doing it for. You know, we've only got 11 likes out of 40, boys. So yeah, that's and if you don't like it, go and hit the dislike button. After I broke, you have to sell first. Yeah, that's why I put the thumbnail up. Is basically, you know, it's like we're at a car boot sale, you know. Yeah, and you know we're trying to find little ways to make money, you know, and it's like we're looking down the back. It's like we're looking down the back of the sofas to make money. Now look, some guy was selling this the other day. 30 kilo left ages ago, guys. So because there's not many likes, I'm going to give you guys a chance to go now and basically hit the like button, and also you guys on Facebook, I'm going to give you another chance to click on the link on Facebook on the post, and go onto YouTube and click the subscribe button. So let's see how many subscribers that we get, how many subscribers and likes that we get in the next minute. Thank you, guys. The lights have gone up, so thanks very much for that. Also, guys, like I said, for you guys in the Facebook groups, Arsenal Inside Out page and also Gunner Social, this podcast is open for you guys to come on, but you need to be subscribers first, and you can come and give your opinion to everyone in the world, basically being on a podcast with me. So it's very important that you subscribe on YouTube, because you know, if you don't, we're going to have to go through another Facebook group and put our videos into there instead, because we're only limited to the Facebook groups we could go into. So we need your support, and if we get your support, we'll stay. We'll gladly stay with you. You know. Other news. Let's go through some other news. See what we've got. I mean, just a word about sort of normal match going fans as well. Basically, you know, I think it's from next month, Arsenal are going to let probably about 15 to 18,000 fans into the ground. The difference is this time, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get in because many Arsenal fans, like myself, didn't have season tickets. Well, I had mine last year, but I sold it. But it was a season ticket which belonged to somebody else, which they wouldn't transfer into your name because they want to keep their season tickets. So basically, someone who says, you know, you can buy my season ticket and go to a game, you can't do that anymore because now you have to prove ID before you get in. So that ticket now has to be transferred into your name. If it isn't, and you can't show your name going in, you're not going to be letting ground. And there have been instances at Arsenal where, even in the past, before this pandemic, you know, the stewards have stopped you on the off chance. If the season ticket wasn't in your name, they'll take the season ticket off you. So it's going to be a lot harder for an everyday normal fan to go into the ground if you're not at least a red member. And again, even if you are a red member, you're passed to go to a game, and you might not get to go to that. You might not get to go to an Arsenal game for another 2 months if you're lucky enough that you get awarded those tickets. So it's a lot harder to get to the Emirates. It's actually easier to get to Buckingham Palace than to get into the Emirates, you know, if you're not a season ticket holder. So, you know, ticket touts is going to be a thing in the past for you lot as well. I mean, obviously, they won't be selling any tickets outside the ground. And while this pandemic is in the air, no one's going to get in unless they can prove that the ticket is theirs. Arsenal are now asking for deposits on season ticket sales, unless you've already got credit from last season, and you don't need to. Or you could also take a season ticket holiday, which means you're not going to go to any games to the following season, but then you won't be entered into the ballot to go to games this season. Obviously, the problem with going for a ballot is, like I found one season in a cup final, is went to ballot with my son, and I was actually a platinum member. You know, my season tickets were £3,000 each, and I got a ticket and he never, or he got a ticket and I never. You know, and I phoned up Arsenal. I said, you know, what's going on here? I spent £3,000 on my ticket. You know, why haven't I got one for the cup final? They turned around and said to me, well, it's luck of the draw. Because it's not luck of the draw, but I spent £2,000 more than everyone else. In the end, I got one. I had to kick up stick about it. Also, as well, you know, Arsenal are asking for money for people for deposits on season tickets. And has anyone got any money nowadays? A lot of people have been made redundant. A lot of people's hours have been cut. A lot of people's days have been cut. It's not going to be easy to go Arsenal anymore. You know, guys, this favour again, bash the like button, like I do with my trousers do. You know what, moderators as well. Big up all the moderators for the fantastic job that you're doing. Keep all the crappy comments out. Very important for you to basically chat with everyone in the group, you know, who's watching, and get them to subscribe. You know, please. Patricia, big up yourself, mate. Acting like we are broke as broke FC, no change there. Exactly, there's no change. They're acting like we are broke, and you know what? We're one of the richest clubs in the world. I don't get this broke talk, because we're not. Cliff Hiscott says, I reckon if we sign them to, we will challenge. I reckon we'll challenge. But I honestly think Chelsea are the team to beat this year. Even though they need to. It's great they played. I think Chelsea are the team to beat with the players that they're brought in. They've got a really strong squad. You know, it makes me really jealous. It makes me really, really jealous. League Gunner thinks Arsenal just refusing to spend money. What a donut. Conte won't give it. Conte won't give it. As Conte ever gave it. Conte won't give it. Basically, look, it's a self-sustaining model. It's a business that's been running very awfully. It's never they haven't run it properly for the last, you know, since 2004. And Conte just won't give money. He just won't give money. So it is Conte is to blame. Conte is always to blame. You know, we've got this self-sustaining model, and you know, unless we do these loan deals and we do these player swaps, no one will be coming in. No. So has anything changed at Arsenal? No, it hasn't. Nothing's changed at Arsenal. So, you know, Haggle said earlier that he thinks Arsenal will win the league in the next win the European Cup in the next 3 years. Well, they could if everyone stood still and Arsenal just done what they wanted. But football doesn't work like that. You know, Chelsea won't stand still, Liverpool won't stand still, Man U won't stand still, Man City won't stand still. So why would Arsenal automatically jump above them and then jump above Barcelona and Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain? It's not going to happen. Arsenal needs to go out and start acting like a big club, and at the moment we're not doing that. You know, we've got Gabriel in. Gabriel, let's face it, is a young guy. He's got good attributes, but he's erratic. He is erratic, right? So he's not as calm, as collective as William Saliba. William Saliba, out of the two, is a better player. So there may be mistakes from him initially he beds in. And if you don't get protection, if they don't get protection from the midfield, you know, then it's the same old problems. It's the same old problems. You know, Gabriel and Saliba are going to end up looking like Mustafi and Socrates. Selling Bellingham would be a bad move. He improved dramatically under Arteta, so we should keep him. He's a first-team player, so it doesn't make sense. What do you think? You know, the problem is Bellingham has come on leaps and bounds under Arteta, in my opinion, especially since he came back from injury. I think he's coming back to. I don't think he ever gets to his best, because his best was at such a high level when he first broke in. That young, exciting, dynamic fullback, I don't think we're going to see again. But if he gets anywhere near that, then you know he's still got potential to be, you know, one of the best fullbacks in the world, in my opinion. You know, why shouldn't he be? But you know, they have to sell to buy. And who would you get rid of realistically? Would you get rid of Bellingham, who's been here for 10 years? There's still question marks over his ability in the future and his positioning. You know, some fans love him, some fans don't. Or would you go with Andy Maitland-Niles, who seems to be, you know, who seems to now got the pick up the arse that he needed. You know, he could come in and fill in at left back. He could fill in at right back in a 4. He could play in a 3. He could even go to midfield. So he could play a variety of positions. He could play as a winger. You know, but personally, I don't think, you know, apart from the fullback positions, I don't think all those other positions he's very good at. Let's get it straight. He's not Mr. Brilliant in every position. You know, which a utility player never is. You know, they're good at saying, but they're not good at everything, even though they can play there. But to be honest with you, Maitland-Niles has come on leaps and bounds. You know, I'm glad we didn't sell him, but I wouldn't be crying if we did, even though he might have gotten on to be have a really good career. But is anything to choose between the two? Not really. Who would we get more money for? Would we get more money for Ainsley Maitland-Niles, or would we get more money for Bellingham? You know, Ainsley Maitland-Niles being English, or he should create command a lot bigger transfer fee, in my opinion. Especially now he's got his England call up. Yeah, he should be. You know, why shouldn't he be the £50 million bracket? Why shouldn't Ainsley Maitland-Niles be worth £50 million if he's English? If you get someone like Grealish, who's now worth 80 million, how is Grealish worth 80 million? How is Chilwell worth 50 million? How is Wan-Bissaka worth 40 million? Maybe that's like money, but was the other guy that you know, the one with big head, the one who just got nicked, the one Man United, what's his name? I can't forget his name now. Maguire, is Harry Maguire £80 million footballer? No chance. So why isn't Ainsley Maitland-Niles worth 50? You know, why can't we get more money for Bellingham? Why has Bellingham's stock dropped down to 30? You know, Bellingham still got quite a long contract. You know, so why are Arsenal's players' stock dropping so badly? Why is Matteo Guendouzi now so hard to sell? Is it because Arsenal showed their hand too early by saying he's too stroppy? They tried to make an example of him, and they've let the whole world know that now he's surplus to requirements. So automatically, if you know something's up for sale, you know, and we're desperate for the money, they're going to come in and they're going to chance their arm and put in a low bid, unless there's a bidding war for Guendouzi, but there doesn't seem to be, has there? There doesn't seem to be a bidding war for Guendouzi at the moment. We can't give the geezer away. You know, Kolasinac is another one. You know, came to us in the Bundesliga Team of the Year when he came to us. You know, we offered him high wages, which we didn't need to. Just because we got to play on free didn't mean we had to go and give him a bumper contract. You know, he still would have come to Arsenal. You know, Arsenal was still a step up from Schalke. So why give the geezer 80, 90,000 pound a week? Don't make sense. Don't make sense at all. Don't make sense at all. You know, if I was Lucas Torreira and I came in, I was on 40,000 pound a week, and I saw players on 80,000 pound a week, I'd be pissed off as well. You know, so you know, players like I said, they're given high contracts. You know, Socrates. You know, what Arsenal going to do? Are they going to get a fee for him, or are they going to let him go on the free as well? Here's another player. Extortionate wages. We spent close on to 17 million pounds for Socrates. 17 million quid. You know, been with us for how long has he been with us? 2 seasons, season and a half, 2 seasons. 17 million pounds, and he's going for nothing. Or he's going for divided with £5 million. Crazy money, crazy money. Rob Holding, another, you know, British centre back. Why isn't he? Why isn't Rob Holding worth 30 million? Because Rob Holding isn't worth 30 million. One, because he's had his injury, which is obviously, you know, which is setting back. But two, because he's never nailed down a first team place in the first place, has he? Really? Nice Chambers. So their stock is low. For British players, their stock is low. You know, how many mistakes have Arsenal made? You know, forget Gnabry, that was a long time ago. And at the time when Arsenal sold Gnabry, you know, let's get it right, he wasn't good enough when Arsenal sold him. You can't hang on to everybody. But I mean, the young boy, whose name escapes me, the French guy who went to the French second division. I can't remember his name. Anyone in the comments you can remember? You know, very skillful player. We sold him for so low, and now yeah. Then he got to move somewhere else for 23 million. I can't remember his name, but he's a really good player. His name escapes me. You know, Arsenal. All we do is we sell players for next to nothing. Do you know why we do that? It's because we don't shop at the top window in the top shops. If we bought a player at the top of his game, the chances are that would end up selling for a lot more. You know, like Chelsea with Hazard, they bought him for 30 million, they're selling for 100 million. You know, Liverpool, when the players, the players they bought Liverpool were a lot smarter than what we're buying. You know, players like Mane, and also Gigi Wijnaldum, the players Liverpool bought, you know, even they weren't top level, you know, they had the potential to be. You know, which players are Arsenal buying and going out aggressively to buy who are that one tier away from top level? Aouar probably is. Thomas Partey probably is. Was Granit Xhaka ever? Was Lucas Torreira ever going to be top level? Not for me. You know, guendouzi, no chance. So we're not buying just below the top tier. We're buying a lot lower. Joseph Perman says, I honestly believe we've done our business and we'll be shocked if Uber stays. Yeah, it's silly signs he hasn't signed, has he? Got a long comment here from Arnie. Arnie, my friend. I think this rule is the problem, not the money for the foreign born. Homegrown English clubs is able to list up to 17 senior players that are not English or Welsh and did not spend a significant period in England or Welsh academy. Plus any number of homegrown players up to a maximum squad of size 25. Plus an unlimited number of academy players under the age of 21. Thing is, to implement the homegrown rule you're right. That's why English players worth a lot more money. But you either do it across the world, the world, and not let them sign players from academies around the world and be proper homegrown players. Or what's the difference? You're going to sign a boy from France at 15. You're now calling him a homegrown player. Was he ever homegrown? Not really. Conti don't give money. AFC won't spend money or even use it wisely. I think they've used it wisely up to now. I think the two centre backs are the best players that we could have bought for the money that we had. Obviously, Saliba, we had to let him stay for another year. But one thing we'll always be about Saliba is his injury record. He's very injury prone. Dejan CFC says, I read on Twitter that Arsenal have bids rejected for aouar 31 million plus 30 million instalments. Yeah, but I don't know about 30 million instalments. It's more Well, it's almost would have been part of it, but obviously the main part of it was they want, they're very hard to deal with, and also Arsenal are trying to get rid of Guendouzi. Yeah, they cannot get a bleeding bank loan for these players. Yeah, exactly, Madrid. Really, you're not. Makes no sense. We've got a new manager and he's backing. Exactly. I think the shocking thing for me is, we had Arsene Wenger for all that time. All that time we had Arsene Wenger for 22 years. Yeah. They never gave Arsene Wenger the money in the last 2 years to go and say, Arsene, you've become invincibles. You've won us a league. Our most successful manager of all time. If you're going to go out in 2 years' time, go out in glory. Have an open checkbook and put any fan who doubted you, give them a reminder of what they're losing, and give Arsene Wenger the money. Let him go and spend what he wants, and let him see what he can finally do without adding in the books, right? And they never did. They never did. So Arsene Wenger ended up going backwards, trying to save money, trying to penny pinch, trying to set the prices for players throughout Europe. But obviously he couldn't do that when you got like Abramovich and everyone else smashing transfer record every week. So Arsene Wenger's went out with whimper. Unai Emery came in. What did they do? They gave him £70 million. £70 million, and Sven Mislintat, who's now gone. Raul, who's now gone. And what did they go and buy? They went and bought Guendouzi, who they want to get rid of. They went and got Socrates, who they want to get rid of, for nearly everything they get nothing back on him. £17 million loss. Guendouzi, I take it wouldn't make money on if we managed to sell him. They've got Kolasinac. I don't think Kolasinac came in that window, but let's have Kolasinac as well. Who we were lucky to get anything for as well. Who did they come on? Well, Leno came in. Should we sell Leno? Should we cash in on him? Lucas Torreira, another player who's going. Lichtsteiner is another one. So they bought in 5 players that window, obviously not including Kolasinac, it is already here, but 5 players they bought in. 4 of them are going. 4 of them are going. This was supposed to be Arsenal's new project. Which has now lost its chief negotiator, who was Raul, for being dodgy. It lost Sven because what he wanted to do was find players from using stat DNA, which any of us could sit down and play Championship Manager and do. They've got rid of all their scouts, they've got rid of all their backroom, they've had a massive overhaul, and what's changed? I say the only thing what's changed is we've got a breath of fresh air in Mikel, who actually has lifted the spirits amongst the fans and within the club. And now he needs to be backed. I mean, us winning a trophy is a miracle. It was a miracle. They should hold auctions for players and settle outgoings so quickly. The crazy contracts that they put them on is just mind-boggling. Mesut Ozil on his wages. The other effectively plus Guendouzi with the initial payment of 30 million. Yeah. Why would they want Guendouzi though? Why would Lyon want Guendouzi? I mean, obviously these French clubs knew about Guendouzi when he was playing in the second division of France. They knew about him. Paul Martin says, yes, now back him or he'll leave. Jesus, we should be heading for titles, yeah. And we're making a mockery of ourselves. We're making a mockery of ourselves with the time we're taking over signing Thomas Partey. And I'll say something, if we don't get him, it's the same old. I hate these player plus offers. Just sell these players and buy Partey already. They've got to do something. Southfish Big Up says, my buff. Uber is angled to leave next window. You know what? There might be a gentleman's agreement somewhere. Who knows? Seriously, we need to get Thomas Partey now. Arsenal board to do something before the market closes. I mean, there's a long time before the market closes, but the longer it goes on, Thomas Partey may sign a new improved contract, or there might be somebody else coming in for him. Viking, big up yourself, Viking. Hello, mate. Great to see you back. Don't disappear completely. We'll watch because of you, remember. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks so much. And I do this because of you lot. I do this because of you lot. That's 100% from the heart. If we get Partey, acquire Coutinho, we can easily finish second. Second will be. You never know. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. But don't forget, our players need to bed in just as much as the Chelsea players need to bed in and everybody else's. Guys, do me a favour. If you haven't done so already, please go and subscribe now. And also share on your easiest thing to do, guys, as well on Facebook is to share the video, please. Just share it on Facebook and do that now if you don't mind. I know these 30-second breaks are a pain in the arse, but the thing is, this channel deserves a lot more subscribers. You know, it deserves a lot more subscribers. So we're going to have to keep doing it. We're going to have to keep fighting for it until we get what we believe that we deserve. By the end of the season, my goal is 10,000 subscribers. You know, if we get 10,000 subscribers, we'll then start to be treated with a bit more respect amongst the YouTube community and amongst the other YouTube channels. So until we get that, we're going to have to keep pushing and keep working and keep fighting. And you guys, if you're part of our family, you know, you need to do your bit as well, please, if you don't mind. You know, if you've got 2 devices, go subscribe on both. You know. Let's get some more comments from you guys. Big Titan, big up yourself, buff. Imagine coming to Arsenal and played 2 seasons only to find out that the only club interested in you is one what let you go for free in the first place. Yeah, but don't forget, big example of you know, Man United let Paul Pogba go. Man United let Paul Pogba go, and then signed him back for £92 million. Ain't that the darkest thing in history? You've let a player go. You let a player go from the academy. You sign him back for 92 million quid. That must be the most bizarre. You know, it must be the most bizarre re-signing in football, I think. And I don't think he's going to be beaten to this day. Let's get some more comments from you guys. Isn't 55 million far too much for a car? Not if he does a job. If he does a business, it ain't. Yeah, a player's only worth what you're willing to spend on them. But apparently, he's supposed to be one of the hottest new talents in the world at the moment. So, you know, maybe it's not. Abramovich should have been our owner, not continued the scumbag full ditch. You know what? We had an Abramovich. We had someone who had even more money than Abramovich. Usmanov could have made Abramovich look like you know, look like a working class bloke. Usmanov's got a lot more money than Abramovich. You know, not only did we have Usmanov, we had Mo Shahiri, I think he was as well. Who was Usmanov's friend, who now owns Everton. You know, who was ready to put some money in. You know, we had money. I mean, but don't forget, we're not skin. I mean, Stan Kroenke on his own is worth £10 billion. £10 billion. So whoever says that we can't compete with Manchester City, we can compete with Manchester City. We can compete with Chelsea. We can. You know, just because they've got all the money in the world, they are, you know, PSG and Man City owned by a country, it doesn't mean we can't compete with them. Because if they're spending £400 million in a window and you're worth £10 billion, Stan Kroenke can easily go and spend £400 billion in a window. Because once you spend that money, he's not going to spend it every year, is he? He won't need to. We're going to have the team that we need. And then all you need to do then is if you bought well, we can still sell for higher. You need to just add bits to it and take away bits from it. But at the moment, we haven't even built the cake. We haven't put the food hasn't even come out the oven, so we could put a bit of salt on it and a bit of spices, you know. Imagine going to Besiktas on loan as man pays the goalkeeper. Imagine going to Besiktas on loan as man pays the goalkeeper over you as a midfielder. I'll tell you, his peak, man, absolute deadwood. Yeah, I mean, basically, you know, Besiktas liked El Neni, but they never paid his wages. They couldn't afford him. They couldn't afford him. All we need is Philip Coutinho. No, Coutinho as a loan, no. Sonny, what worries me is that we could be potentially selling around 7 to 8 players just to fund partey and acquire. It's crazy. But didn't we do it the other season when we bought Lacazette and that? When we were selling, we sold Giroud, we sold Walcott, we sold most of our midfield. You know, Wilshire. A load of people went just to get in a Lacazette and a aubameyang. We need a new owner with ambition who gets the club and who understands the plans. We are a football club. We should be competing with the top clubs in the world, in my opinion. You know whose fault that is for us getting Stan Kroenke? It's the Arsenal fans' fault. It's the Arsenal fans' fault because Arsenal fans, the old school fans, you know, the ones who just go for the occasion, don't care if we win or lose, we still support our club fans. Wanted a self-sustaining model, and that's what you get. You know, you can't be a self-sustaining model in the top flight when you're running your business badly. It doesn't work. Self-sustaining means you've got assets, you sell them for hire. You don't let them go on the free. You know, Alexis Sanchez. What's your thoughts on Alexis Sanchez and his quotes on Manchester United after his first training session at Man United? He asked his representatives, "You know what? I've made a mistake. You know, I forgot Adam and Humber's blanket back in London. No, that wasn't a mistake. That wasn't a mistake. The mistake was he wished he never left Arsenal. If he stayed at Arsenal, he'd have been an Arsenal legend because it was one player that would get you off your seat, who was worth the admission fee alone when he was at Arsenal. And he went to United for the money. He went to United because apparently they were a bigger name, bigger club. And all he got was dog shit on his shoes. You know? Alexis Sanchez serves you right. Who got the worst end of the deal? Was it Arsenal with Mkhitaryan, or was it Man United with Alexis Sanchez? You know what? I think it's both of us. Both of us got the equal end shit of the deal. And all these players from Borussia Dortmund, the only one who's worked out is Aubameyang. You know, I don't think Socrates has. I don't think Mkhitaryan did. Vinay don't really do anything. Gooner Game TV, big up yourself, Gooner Game TV. Go subscribe to Gooner Game TV. He's got some great gaming on there, and he's also got good Arsenal news on there as well. Really nice guy as well. I was just watching aftv with Ramsey was leaving, and you were going off about his performance. That was pure quality. Glad you're back. Thanks, bud. You know what? I saw it then, and all the players who were sucking off Ramsey at the time. Yeah, like I said, let's get it right. He's got goals in the cup final, but other than that, one purple pack season where he's got about 12, 13, 14 goals. What did he do? Not a lot. And you know, it's just flopped at Juventus as well. You know, it sums it up. We're still paying off Pepe deal. Yeah, and we're going to be paying off Pepe deal for the next 5 years. How are we going to spend more and more money when we're in debt? Very irresponsible. You know what? Pepe is an ideal example of what Arsenal transfer business is like. Right? They bought a player that we can't afford. Right? We can't afford him at that value. And instead of being the player that we expect him to be and hit the ground running and being this exceptional talent, being the electric Sanchez of the team, it turned out to be prime Jorginho. You know, hopefully he'll come good. Hopefully he will. But to be honest, I haven't seen nothing from him, right? Nothing to say that he could do it on a consistent basis. And you know what? I hope he's our player of the season next season. I really hope he's our player of the season, and he proves me wrong. I want nothing more. Vinay does nothing. My guy Edu and Arteta are in charge of transfers. Yeah, that's right. Kroenke he is. I believe in Arteta and Edu. You know what? We could believe in them as much as we want, right? But if they haven't got the money and players, the other, or if the other teams don't want the players that we're trying to flog, we're trying to swap, it doesn't matter how much Arteta and Edu try to do. You know, if they can't get rid of Deadwood, they can't get rid of Deadwood. They're Deadwood for a reason. As Addy says, the best deal we'll be getting was 35 million for Iwobi. 35 million at Iwobi was, we pulled their pants down at Everton on that one, because what's he done at Everton? Nothing. Aouar was actually free for Lyon, came through their ranks. Yeah, he did. And you know, how are Lyon producing so many great players through their ranks? They're producing player after player after player through their ranks, Lyon. Best client says Arteta is going to need Jack's Bergkamp, so he wants to get top 4. These players will let him down. I believe in our defence. I think they're going to take time to come good, but I think they've got individual qualities to make a solid defence. I think Saliba has got the calmness, he's got the intelligence, he's got the muscle, he's got the speed of a Van Dijk. I really do. I really believe very highly in William Saliba, massively. Gabriel, I'm not so sure about. Gabriel for me is a Mustafi upgrade who can play football. He's quick. He can use his body. He's got muscle. In a back four, he's excellent. In a back three, he's found wanting. And there's a lot of examples of that if you go and watch him in the back three. So he's going to need David Luiz, God help us, to show him his positioning. You know, David Luiz. That's why David Luiz may be a key for Arsenal. He's going to need David Luiz to basically come in and help him out. His footballing ability, I don't doubt. His positioning in the back three suspect. Which brings me on to who should have Arsenal signed as well. You know, for me, if they wanted to padlock that defence properly, then what they should have done: got rid of Luiz, got rid of Socrates, got rid of Chambers, got rid of Holding, got rid of Mavropanos, and brought in Lewis Dunk. Lewis Dunk now, right? Gabriel and Saliba would have been such a solid defensive back line. It would have been awesome, honestly. Yeah, probably it's all our best case scenario based on who we're saying. If he leaves, it's game over. If he leaves, it's game over. Simple as that. But the fact that we're not being linked to so many strikers tells me that he's staying. Because if he wasn't staying, and we had any worry about him signing, would have been linked to strikers everywhere. Another Conti plane if we don't get part. Yeah, definitely. Conti out, big up yourselves. You know, the Conti out group were responsible for the plane, so big up yourself for that. They took it upon themselves to get the plane, to get it funded, and to bring Arsenal fans together to basically say, you know, Arsenal, we've got our eyes on you on the transfer window. We've got our eye on you. You know, give us what we want. Give us what we want for a change. So Conky out, follow him on Twitter. Conky out 02 on Twitter. Big up yourselves. And basically, what is it all about? We want our Arsenal back. That's what it's all about. We want our Arsenal back. We want our Arsenal back competing. That's what our Arsenal is. Our Arsenal is an Arsenal that competes for the league. It's not. We're not West Ham. It's not the odd game of playing nice, attractive football. We're not Spurs. Right? We're Arsenal. Arsenal are known for playing attractive football and competing. We're not Atletico Madrid. We're not a defensive team. We're not a team that plays on the counter. We want our Arsenal to be the progressive team at the Emirates. If we have to play counter-attacking team against the big boys, then so be it. But we want to play forward progressive football. You remember that stupid word that what's that come out with? Who was our last manager played? He's got his name there. Our last manager, remind me what our last manager's name was. The one who I wanted gone. He went after the protagonist, Unai Emery. That means you go out and you take the game to your opposition. Ozil just tweeted that he's back for the pre-season. Oh Lord, here we go again. Here we go again. Saga continues. The Mesut Ozil soap opera. Arsenal have improved 20% from last season. The other clubs have improved more. What a great comment. Arsenal have improved 20%. I'll probably go more than that. I'll say Arsenal have improved 40%. I'll say we've improved 40% with what we brought in. I think Willian, now looking back on it, is going to be a shrewd, clever signing. I think it's going to be a clever signing. Gives us options. I think our back four is going to be good. Or our back five, whichever you call it. And for me, Martinez has the same goal. So I think Martinez has got a lot better record than Leno. A lot better record than Leno. But it may be because, being fair on Leno, it may be because Leno has to try and save 30 shots a game, where Martinez don't have to. So that's why he might have more clean sheets. I think if we'll only get partey or something in the last week to appease the fans, that's it. We'll just partey appease the fans. If it's just partey, then Mesut Ozil better have the season of his life. Because I'll say something. Because if we just get partey, we're going to still lack creativity. We're going to be hard to beat, but apart from that, is it going to be enough to get to the top four? I don't think it will be. With just Thomas Partey, for me, it's not going to be enough to get to the top four. We need an Aaron Ramsey replacement, or we need a Mesut Ozil replacement to be that creative player in the middle. Yeah, Pablo, well, you're right. How can we have a self-sustaining club when we can't sell our players? We can't. So it's not self-sustaining. All it is it's like owning a shop, a clothes shop, and all you do is go and buy new stock all the time, and you can't sell the shit that you got. So where's it go? It goes into the box in your stock room. Out of date stock, and your funds are getting less and less and less. So instead of going to the cash and carries and getting some nice clothes to sell, right, or to go to Paris Fashion Week, we start going down to Aldgate. We start going down to Whitechapel and pick stuff up off the stalls, and that's Arsenal's business model. Imagine you come to Arsenal and play 2 seasons only to fight. Yeah, we just read that one. Manchester United said past signing and past transfer policy, etc., have been crap. Business 120 million euros on strikers in on the season. 120 million euros on strikers. Did we need Lacazette and Aubameyang? No, we didn't. We definitely didn't need Lacazette. Just go out and spend money on Aubameyang in the first place. Lacazette's been a flop. Been a complete flop. Luiz, Lichtsteiner, Suarez, Soz, Kallstrom. Examples of Arsenal not spending wisely. And that's just a name but a few. We've got some trap house players at this club. Yeah, we have. People going overboard because El Neni was had a good game in one game that he played, and everyone say keep El Neni. Are you not mad? How many years has El Neni been here and he hasn't made it? And on the basis of one game, Arsenal fans want to keep him. Crazy. Chelsea buying highly rated players in their prime. Arsenal getting pensioners and players on the free. Yeah, we're not even getting players. We're not even getting the players who could go up that next level. Partey and aouar are those players. Saliba and Gabriel are. Edouard would be, but we're not even getting them. Now we've got the 2 at the back, but we ain't got the other 2 in the middle. We haven't gone out and spent 25 million on Danny Ceballos. Said, Danny Ceballos is our player. He's going next season. Just leaves us yet another hole. Guys, we've been going for about an hour. Big up yourselves who stay with us this far. We're going for a bit, another 10 minutes. We're going for another 10 minutes or so. Pepe was a panic buy. Pepe was that buyer that Conte has gone out and said to Raul, be that signing, who's gonna basically shock the fans. He's gonna shock the fans like we bought Lionel Messi, like we bought Ronaldo, like we bought a big marquee signing. Is he that marquee signing? Is he worth that £72 million asking price? Is he the sexier signing than obviously Zaha at Crystal Palace? Just because he had a French name. Because obviously not French, it's from Ivory Coast, but because he's playing abroad. Was he that more exciting than Zaha just because he come from France? And for me, it would have been Wilfried Zaha all day long, all day long. Vidal will lick sit in the brown envelope and Val will give that exactly. Nikita belongs on the lighthouse. His only job should be to turn the light on when it gets dark. Surely you can't mistake. You know what? Nikita, whichever way you want to pronounce it, is a fox in the box when we don't need a fox in the box. That's what it is. Arsenal do not play with a fox in the box. Okay. Where do you find most foxes? Looking for food in dustbins. That's where you find most foxes. So, Nketiah for me, a bit harsh on him, but it's not Arsenal level. If you're not Arsenal level, then you're in a bin, as far as I'm concerned. Very not good enough. He hasn't been good enough. He hasn't been good enough. But the thing is, which Arsenal player in the last 4 seasons, 5 seasons, 6 seasons, 7 seasons has been good enough? You know, when you're playing in a poor team, it makes your performances just look even worse. You know, his defending has been shambolic at times, but the rest of the defenders around him have been clowns as well. You can't single out one of them. You can't single out one of them. That's why you get rid of all of them. You get rid of all of them. You know, what do you do? Basically, if you're going to change the battery, if you're going to change the battery in this late machine, right? There's no point in buying one new battery and putting an old battery with it, because all it's going to do is drain a new one. So you might as well just get rid of both batteries and just buy 2 new ones. You know, as far as I'm concerned. Saliba is a unit. He is a unit, and he actually pace as well. Gooner Game TV, and you're welcome to shout anytime, bro. You know, I'm happy to support other YouTubers who support us. You know, it's like the only ones I get pissed off who don't support us, who don't shout us out, and I shout them all out for nothing. You know, try to be the good guy, always end up being a bad guy. You know. Usman is a fraud. If he loved Arsenal so much, yeah. Why did he not inject 500 million into the club's transfer budget if Arsenal win the profit? Based on, you know what? If you was Usmanov, right, even if you loved Arsenal, why would you put 500 million pounds of your own money, and when you've got Stan Kroenke, who won't let you on the board, won't let you have any say, and even said to him, I don't want your money. He couldn't even give Arsenal his money even if he wanted to. But what he should have done, if he's this oligarch made all his money, he should have made sure that he offered the Arsenal shareholders at the time more money than Kroenke. He should have been more aggressive in his fight for Arsenal, especially when he had David Dean in his camp. Arsenal money, that's what one. Big athletic units and centre back, yeah, they're definitely that, and they've got pace, and both of them could pass. Both of them could pass the ball. Patricia says, I know for sure that Arsenal are going to make it happen. Partey and Partey. You know what? You come from Ghana, Patricia. You know, and basically that's where he's from. He's from Ghana. So basically, you might know more than us. You know, you might actually know more than us. So you know what? Track any family members in Ghana, right, and get to contact me and bring them on the podcast. Let's get the news. Let's get the news firsthand. Marston's wish we had gone for Upamecano over Gabriel. Oh well, always next season. You know what? I'm just happy we've got someone. I'm just happy. Honestly, I'm just happy we've got someone. Upamecano, Gabriel, I think they're more or the same level. If you want to go to extra level, go and get Futbol. Daniel says it's going to take a bit of time for Steve and Gabriel to get in my opinion, to adapt, as they're both still very young and have to adapt. So we'll have to be patient with them. You know what? I wouldn't be, mate. I wouldn't be. I'll chuck them in at deep end. Honestly, we'll chuck them in at deep end. If you're going to sink. If you're going to swim. Eventually, if you know how to swim and you're sinking, you're going to rise up to the top again. Playing centre backs that we're playing, you know, they go swimming with a bit of lead tied to their ankle anyway, so they sink anyway. Beatty says, I think we're going to. I think we are doing private negotiations right now. If we pay for Partey with these calls up front, Leon will know we'll have money to spend, and it will not be a good deal. Maybe why isn't announced? No, not really. I don't agree with that. Basically, if we pay for Partey, Leon won't know that we've spent all our money on Partey or not. So that won't make no difference. And if you've got a quality player on your hands, why should you let him go for any less money? You know, Partey's already said he's not going to come out and force a move. So if he's not forcing a move like Van Dijk did, and Van Dijk went a striker and he still went for 67 million, why should Arsenal get a deal on Partey when Atletico Madrid are a bigger, successful club than us? All right. So they're not going to have their pads pulled down by Arsenal. And you know what? Nor Leon. He had 30% shares of the club. Yeah, but it was the quickest to 30% shares of the club, which was the tipping point. The quickest of 30% shares had control. Max 90 King, big up yourself, my bro. Nice to see you again, my bro. Giselle, yeah. Usman wasn't even on the board and was willing to give us the huge. Was he really willing to give us some money? Maybe he was. Who knows? But whether he was or he wasn't, Kroenke wasn't prepared to take it. That's the issue. That's the issue. Dunk got twisted inside out by Sancho in England's training. No thanks. Sancho would twist up anybody, mate. So Sancho twisting up loose Dunk doesn't mean Dunk's career's over, does it? But it does mean that Dunk can still be a proper leader in a back 3 or 4. Guys, do us a favour, please go and subscribe. People on Facebook, this is really going out to you guys. Really, I need you guys to subscribe on Facebook, please, and then please send me a message to say that you have done, if you don't mind. Guys, once you have subscribed, don't forget to hit that notification bell. We'll let you know every time that we're going live. And also, don't forget to hit the like button when the stream is finished. And share it. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, share it, walk it down the street for like that, but please just share it. Costs nothing, and you know, it just highlights us a bit more. What's Zach saying? Zach saying Luiz can't play from the back, doesn't fit with Arteta's style. But the other two do. The other two do play from the back. So what you need is that one player who does the messy work, and the other two do play from the back. It's for his organisation skills. You tell me Luiz can't organise a defence better than David Luiz? Surely he can. Luiz was a poor man's Maguire. I think Maguire's a poor man's Maguire. Watch the Barca documentary. I said he's trying to get us playing like Barca 2011. So was Arsene Wenger. He brought the size of the team down to ticky-tacky football. We didn't win anything. Besides, the Russian tycoon Alicia Usmanov agreed on Tuesday to sell his 30% stake in Arsenal to the club majority owner. The American billionaire, yeah, exactly. He's going to rush through these likes. Stan's 5 billion stadium opening next week makes me feel sick. Yeah, exactly. Calvin, big up to Calvin. Why can't we just pay the funds to buy it? Exactly. Do you know what? When it's something we desperately need as well. It's like having a newborn baby and not getting it a cot, not getting it no milk, not getting it no nappies. You know, it's one with the other. You know, it's one with the other. It makes no sense otherwise. You know, it's getting a car with no insurance. You know, the old building and stockyard. They go hand in hand. You know, Arsenal and Tom's Party go hand in hand. Get it done. Noble's saying Conky out after the transfer window start. Conky protest before the transfer window shut. You know what? The problem is they're not going to take no notice of us on social media, are they? Yeah, so basically, shouting Conky out now on social media not going to make no difference at all. You know, Arsenal fans, we can't protest now because there's no fans in the ground. We're not allowed outside the ground. So where are we going to protest? It's too late. It's too late. It's another typical example of Arsenal fans not coming together. You know, and then you get fans questioning, was the timing of the plane right? Well, obviously, because we're now haggling in the transfer market, of course it was right. It was 100% right. Because the plane was the highlight that, you know what, we're watching you. We're watching you to see what you do. And are they doing anything differently? No, they're not. No, they're not. The only thing they're doing differently is they've highlighted where our problems are. Because we've now got a manager who can actually see where our problems are. He knows what it takes to get it right. But it doesn't mean that we're gonna back the geezers to do it. What are you talking about, mate? I don't know. You tell me. What bit don't you agree with, mate? Well, okay. Basically, on your point, Russia title agreed on yourself. Right, wasn't it right that Stan Kroenke got to 30% quicker than Lee Shuzmanov? So the first person to get to 30% had control of Arsenal. It was to be the one on the Arsenal board. So that's what I'm talking about. As for Uzmanov, of course he's holding to Kroenke. Who else would have bought the Arsenal shares off Uzmanov? Who else would have bought them? You know, would the next billionaire, you know, even if it was a sheikh, would they have sold it to a sheikh, sold him shares, which basically were no good, were dead shares. You're not going to go on the board, you're not going to have no say. You might as well sell them. You might as well sell them. And at that point, it didn't matter who bought them. I remember it being reported that Uzmanov was willing to give us 100 million for a seat at the board. Oh, you know what? It's all history now, isn't it? It's all history. You know, we've got into bed with the devil, and that's how it is. You know, so it is. You know, we've got that good-looking bird, and basically, a teeth fell out. She don't brush her hair. She don't have a wash. She stinks. You know, she's put a load of weight, and she's got mouldy toes. That's what Stan Kroenke is. Yes, we definitely want to have Arsenal back. Scott saying, Arsenal back, just spend the cash and get rid of the players that we don't need. You know what? What they have to go and do is go and get Partey. Go and get Partey and just do all the haggling that you want afterwards with the rest to get rid of them. But Partey is a must. If you're going to build a house, the first thing you need to do is put down your foundations. You know, you can't put you know, if you're going to build an extension, you know, you need to put an RCJ across to hold that weight. If you want to build a loft extension, you know, if you don't build on a solid foundation, then what's the point of building? Yeah, but it's time, you know, arguing whether he loved Arsenal or not. Who knows? Who knows if he loved Arsenal or not? Who knows? At the end of the day. You know, I mean, what you're seeing is the Arabs. The Arabs, they do things with a different mentality. You know, they do things. They do it with class. You know, Manchester City owners have come in. They've done it with class. You know, they haven't gone and spent above the odds for footballers, but they've identified what they needed, and they've gone out and not messed about, and they bought what they needed before. You know, as well as you know, improving their infrastructure as well. I remember when I said on aftv before, Manchester City have improved their infrastructure, and some idiot put in the comments, well, infrastructure only relates to roads. Well, obviously, how stupid are you now when you learn what infrastructure means? Arsenal have recruited pre-arteta, Torreira, Foxes, guendouzi, Dennis Suarez, Lichtsteiner, not seeing Sanchez instead of a swap. xhaka, Mustafi, Perez, Sano, Elneny. What a list of names! What a list of names that you just come up with, bro. What a list of names that you just come up with. You know, dead. A terrible list of names. You know. Love your wonderful dog. Cheers, love. Love to see Partey and Samari in the midfield. Hasn't even spoken though, has he? Samari, really. Pablo Mari, where will he fit in? Pablo Mari is another one. Obviously, my dog's name Pablo. Where's Pablo Mari fit into this? Either we want both Partey and aouar deals with those two added. With those two added, we're a different team. Or even if we don't get aouar, I won't be that disappointed if we get Ozil playing at his best. Can survive play as a centre midfielder? He can, but you know, we need, you know, we need someone. You know what he's doing, what Spurs was doing the deep line Santi Cazorla role. Not as good. He's not as good as him. No, he never as good as him. But they need someone. They need someone in front to make things happen. Instead, he went to Everton. I would expect Everton to be spending like Chelsea. They just scraping bell. I don't understand that, to be honest with you, this time, you know. I don't understand how Everton are not spending what they should be spending. But they've gone out. Am I right in saying that they've actually just signed, or they're trying to sign James Rodriguez? Not signing that, I'll do. Not signing that, I'll do. Everton probably the only team in the Premier League, other than the big teams who could afford him. Arsenal hierarchy is like Raffia. You can just buy your way in. You know what, and that's why when the Arsenal chairman passed away, Dennis Hillwood, or Peter Hillwood, one of them, and the claps were going around the Emirates. I respect the guy's life. I don't respect what he done at Arsenal. I'm sorry, but I don't, because they were winning it for the money as well. That was winning it for the money. That was all those tight-fisted scroungers as well. Also, self-sustain requires a higher commercial revenue, as it is one of the worst currently below Spurs. Exactly. Spurs' commercial revenue, when they haven't won a title, it's black and white, you know, something of note, and they've got better commercial revenue than us. It's disgusting, you know. And you know, we got the Emirates deal. We got the Emirates deal. A club called the Emirates Stadium, right? And we've not got an Arab to come and buy the club. You know, it's amazing. How did we not get an Arab to buy the club when we're sponsored for the Emirates? You know, Arsenal the biggest team in London. Whether Chelsea like it or not, they've been more successful than us, but over the past few years. But we are the biggest team in London and the world. In London, well, teams in London. You know, we're one of the biggest teams in the world. We still are. So many comments. I don't think I'm going to get through all of them. So I'm going to just skate through to the ones near the end. So sorry for the comments I've missed. It's just that we're going on for. It's been an hour 24 minutes. I'm going to actually read one more. Joe, which one I'm going to read? This one. Big up, Sonny, because I'm back on my channel to do a stream. So fantastic work that Gal's been doing. Big up to Gal for the fantastic work that he does. He's made his channel go to another level, which it's going to carry on doing. You know, fantastic work Gal does. But for everyone out there, let's not forget this as well. we're all a family. We're all a family on here, right? We're all together in it. We're all together. So just gonna say a quick thank you to everyone who joined the stream today. 235 people watching it live. If you could all do me the really biggest favour, I know I've gone on about it. Please like the video, please, and please, if you can share it, I'll be really obliged. And most importantly, the main thing is you please subscribe. And if you want to come on the channel, I'm going to give you my Twitter, which is this. If you want to come on the channel, that's my Twitter handle. Anyone who subscribes is welcome on the channel to come with me on a podcast, or if you think you're a really good presenter and you got some stuff you want, some ideas to put to me, or if you think you're a technical genius and you could give the channel something different, something an upgrade. If you could do editing, for instance, we're happy to have you. We're happy to have you on. We could do all the help we could get because we haven't got any money. Well, we haven't got the lighting and the fancy stuff that goes with the channel some others have. But we're an honest channel and we try and get people involved. So anyone can help it, I would appreciate it. But the best way to help it at the moment is just please subscribe. So if you can subscribe, I'll be really obliged. Saying TV Arsenal, like, subscribe and share. Big thank you to everyone who joined us. And you know what? Plenty of Arsenal news is to come. The loss against Villa was just a blip. But maybe they need that blip as a reminder of the amount of work that Arsenal needs to do. So I'm not against us losing against Villa. If that's been a reminder of what Arsenal needs to do, then it's a timely reminder. But bear in mind, we have got 9 players away on international duty. So it takes to be Arsenal. Like, subscribe and share. Give me your ideas for the channel, please. I really would appreciate it.